Hey everyone, welcome to Moving Matt. We do all things cameras with a dash of vlogs and a little bit of travel. And this is Camera Wars, the show where we give you the latest camera news and let you know just how the battle is heating up. First up, this video is once again brought to you by
Squarespace.
No, that's not it. It is...
Crazy helicopter.
No, it is brought to you by lowering your expectations. Have you seen all the camera news lately? Me either. You should lower your expectations. But a company that is not lowering expectations is Tamron. For a while now, they've been dominating the Sony world, and it looks like they are at it again. According to Sony AF Rumors, Tamron has patented a new 90mm f2.8 macro that it thinks could possibly be a more affordable alternative to the Sony 90 f2.8 Macro G. Now currently that lens goes for $1,000, so it will be interesting to see how much cheaper they can actually make it. I know a lot of Canon shooters out there are hoping that Tamron makes its way to the RF mount, but now with Sony owning a large stake in the company, it's getting harder for me to believe that that will actually happen. But what do you think? Are you interested in a 90mm f2.8 macro from Tamron? Do you think that they will eventually make their way to the RF mount? Drop in the comment section below and let me know. Next up, do you like Venice? No, not the cheap Venice. I am talking about the Japanese-made cinema camera that are named after the famous Italian city.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, if so, you may be interested in the new Venice 2. This next generation of cinema cameras comes in two versions, a 6K and an 8.6K model. Apparently these will have up to 16 stops of dynamic range, and the 8K version will have 8.2K 60 in 17:9. Obviously there are many features that are intriguing for professional filmmakers, but something that is interesting to me is the new sensor exchange mechanism, which allows you to swap the 8K and 6K sensor and unlock greater frame rates. Now considering these cameras are $55,000 and $60,000, I can pretty much guarantee most of you watching will not be interested in buying one of these cameras, but the Venice technology tends to make its way down eventually to the FX line and even some of the mirrorless cameras. You'll be interested to see how this all plays out. Drop in the comment section below and let me know, do you think any of this technology will make it to us mere mortals? Or do you think that kind of technology wouldn't work in a mirrorless world? And now before I move on to this next story, I would like to talk about something serious.
Packs of stray dogs that control most of the major cities in North America.
And also what kind of content you'd like to see from this channel over the next few months. Around this time of year, things tend to slow down in the news department, but I would like to make sure that I still bring content that you'll enjoy. So if you'd like to see more reviews, one subject deep dives, vlogs, me pitting up cameras against each other and totally destroying my like to dislike ratio, or maybe even some Q&A, or whatever else you can think of, drop in the comment section below and help me help you. Next up, Sony Alpha Rumors has some, quote, wild rumors about the Sony A7R V. But considering this is coming from Sony Alpha Rumors, who are about as reliable as Panasonic's autofocus, I think just calling them rumors would suffice. Apparently the Sony A7R V will have 8K 30 in full frame and in Super 35 mode, which if true would mean that they would need a higher megapixel count than the 61 found in the A7R IV, which is very possible but contradicts their other wild rumor that says the FX9 will have the same 61 megapixel sensor as the A7R V and will use it to oversample its 8K 30. Personally, I do believe that line skipped 8K 30 could be possible in the A7R V, but whether they will actually raise the megapixel count enough for 8K to be available in Super 35 mode is definitely more questionable. But the one thing that is hardest to believe here is the thought that the FX9 will be downsampling from a 61 megapixel sensor. Considering that the new Venice 2 will only be doing that from a 50 megapixel sensor makes me believe that that is just wishful thinking. But speaking of wishful thinking, if you've been wishfully thinking about the R5 and R6 adding vehicle tracking, then your wish is about to come true. The new firmware that is set to release on December 2nd is supposed to be adding just that. Well, not just that, it's going to be adding a lot of things, but never mind. Of the many things that they're adding, the most notable to me are the improved enhancement recognition of subjects, which not only includes vehicles, but also bodies. It will also improve face and eye detection with masks, which should come in handy with all the comic book movies being made. And finally, it will make the R5 compatible with the RF VR
sexy time
lens. Canon Rumors has a full list of which cameras are getting what, and I will be sure to link that article down below. But what do you think about this update? Do you think it will be useful for you? Drop in the comment section below and let me know. Well, that is the current state of the camera wars. If you'd like to see me piss a lot of people off, you can check out this video here. If you've liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And until next time, Peace.